DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, good morning everybody. It's Sunday morning. Just enjoying right now. I was gonna say the relative calm. It's not too warm yet, although the rising sun's kind of coming up there. It's still, it's been rising for a while, but it kind of moves around this way. So it's coming. Yeah, over at normally on Sundays, go to church. Won't be today because they're going out for an outing, which I don't actually want to go with them today. So it's a no-go for that. But I have started following very often a church service online. And I see it on the internet. It is a real church service, and for those of you who are in the Orlando area, and I know that some of you are, it is Willow Creek PCA. Anyway, enough for that. But if ever you're in that region, I can highly recommend it, and it's actually the church of where Steve Brown goes. Okay, but he's not the pastor. Okay, I said well, enough. That's enough anyway. Yeah, so we were out yesterday with Second Son of DC and his partner, and we went to an outdoor restaurant. It was nice. It had like little trains and stuff. I didn't take any pictures because by the time we got there, it was starting to get dark, and there was no real. It's something I should go walk around and take a drink or something in the daytime and really take some pictures of the place. Then that's when it would give it justice on the outside. It's some collectioner, who basically he's into transport, so he's got a bunch of stuff on his grounds, and he's even got a little model train that'll run, model in the sense that kids can sit on it, that'll run around and go around, but it really doesn't give it any justice. When yesterday it would have been a waste of time to have taken pictures of it. But anyway, there'll be something for another time. So we had trout, and the trout is from that part of it's a valley, not very far from here, and they have. I'm sorry, I got a frog in my throat. It's that morning frog. You know what I mean. Coffee will help it. Yeah, so it's a valley. It's called la Vallée du Gauthieron, and there is a legend over there that there was a dragon at one time in the valley, and I don't exactly know what the dragon's name, but anyway, the valley is called the Gauthieron. So the hockey team here has the dragon as a symbol and so on, and there's a lot of times in Freeboard because of that valley, which is also a flood valley. I don't know, but anyway, it's kind of a mythical valley around here, and it's in the old town, so it's quite nice. After we ate, we ended up doing a night cache, but I hadn't brought the filming stuff and everything for that, so there wasn't much to see because we went into just the entrance of a hollowed out cave, but it sounds exciting. It really wasn't that much, to see, unless you're into rock and mud. But anyway, there was a little cache, which was really, a little thing hidden under a rock. So an anticlimax there. But so we did that after and came back. So, it was an overall very good evening with the family, private evening, so to say. The nice part, one of the nice parts at the end was when the bill came. My son's partner just basically took it, and he says, "Oh, look at that." He says, "They forgot to put your stuff on it." So anyway, having said that, he just paid for it. I was quite happy. Yeah, it was nice. And we had, like I say, a really good time. Yeah, so it's a long weekend over here in our part of the country. Freeboard very much where we are is a Catholic canton, but Switzerland is separated along Catholic Protestant lines as far as the cantons go. So the cantons are like mini states, because I mean anybody who knows how big Switzerland is would say, yeah, your cantons are the size of a county, and they probably are, but they have full jurisdiction. I mean, it's a bit like a federal system in that respect, you know. I mean, every canton has its income tax, its laws, and so on, and it's under the state of Switzerland. That's out of the scope of this vlog. So we are a Catholic canton, and tomorrow, so Monday, is the Assumption of Mary. So the Catholic cantons have those days off. So a lot of the holidays here and the days off are still, fixed on traditional religious holidays, and some of them are very, very secular. I mean, you might have, like in Basel, they will have Carnival Day, but actually Carnival Day is not so secular. Nevertheless, there's still some religious component when you think about it, because the carnival was based on, in Mardi Gras and so on and so on. So there's still always, most often in these days off, aside from the national holiday, there's probably all the other ones have a religious component. And actually, even the national holiday, the hymn here, actually it's called a hymn. It's not the national anthem or what, it's called the national hymn. And as you can imagine, a lot of people are trying to change the traditional words. I think they've done that in Canada as well. They're trying, or they're probably doing more than trying. I think they're actually changing some of the words, but I'm not certain in Canada if it's a religious thing or if it's a so-called gender issue. Yeah, gender issues. You see, I'm jumping all over, aren't I? It's a morning vlog. I'm not going to talk much about gender issues. The only thing is, because it just popped into my mind, is that you think about the American election. Yeah, that one again. Gender issues. Well, just before, there was, and then still not finished, the whole bathroom thing, where we're supposed to kind of like blur genders, forget them in a way. And yet, there's a certain person who's trying to get elected based very much on a gender issue. Usually what you try and hide comes back and bites you after a while. Yeah. So, anyway, as you can see, I'm just kind of relaxing, spending some time with you. I've got my tablet, which has my Kindle books on it. I'm still into that Hillbilly Elegy. It's an easy read. It is. It's actually an easy read. It gets me going, though, because the author, who's writing a memoir, he's just turned 30, and the parents he's talking about are a few years younger than I am. The grandparents, so in other words, are the age of my parents. So if I'm thinking about the crowd, the people that are listening here, we're in that generation gap. So basically, at a certain point, he's kind of at least what I've read up to now. I got to be fair, but right now he's trashing on people my age and the others. And my family, my ancestors from both sides, both the English-speaking and the French-speaking side, would come from pretty well that categorization that he is talking about. And the thing is I find he is generalizing very much to maybe his family, which was, it seems, an extremely violent family. He backs them up, to the Hatfield McCoy, and that some of them were relatives and stuff like that. Well, yeah, I get that, and to say that there wasn't any violence, come on. Every family had some violent members. Every family had some good, some bad apples in that barrel. And to generalize a whole population, so of course, I think about my own self. My parents, they were farmers, grandparents were like, farmers, or in the hills as well, and most of them, for economic reasons, I mean, there's just so many farms, economic reasons, moved into the towns, into the villages, became mechanics, welders, whatever. I mean, and so to say, got away from the farm, and many of them felt, well, we've become something. We had the chance. I mean, we were in a village where where basically it was, I was going to say a 2-horse town, but I mean, what I mean by that is that there was a textile mill, there was a sawmill. We were lucky actually. We had a mountain that was built into a ski center. There was the dairy. So there are a few things, people were hired, and of course there were a lot of farms. But the textile mill went not so well, and my parents had to move to a larger town. The fact is, by moving to that larger town to get a job, we ended up being in a place where there was an easy possibility for education, and so colleges and so on. And that is how we ended up, I'd say, facilitating our own education. Yeah, we were working. As kids, we were working. I was working in the plant, off hours, and doing cleaning jobs and so on. But, having said that, the facility of just in the morning getting on your bike and going to the college or what was something else. I mean, so it's opportunities like that permitted us. I mean, because as anybody, maybe education costs are lower in Canada than in America. You still, if you got to go somewhere else, you still got to get a rent. You've still got, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's a grind. So of course, yeah. I mean, we got around things that way. But I'm getting back to the story is that the way the guy is generalizing. Okay, he got out himself, so to say. And I don't know if one should say get out. I mean, anyway, I mean, it's... I'm still into the book, but right now I find that the man, who's basically just barely older than the age of my sons, or could be one of my sons as far as his age is concerned, is going a bit hard. I mean, on one hand, he's talking about how much he loves those people, and I get that, and going on with their extreme violence and sometimes, which I don't get, anyway. So I know though that there's rave reviews about this book, so that's why I keep thinking I got to plod on. And no, it's not plodding. It's a good read. I'm just reading on. Maybe my opinion will change at the end. I don't know, but I read the interview in the American Conservative. Was it Rod Dreher? No, I don't remember who did it, but anyway, it's in the American Conservative. And there's different interviews, but that one is like a very long interview. It's interesting. If you want to go and check it out, I think it's a good thing. I mean, it's good to have many people that have an opinion on something, because here I am talking and giving. I should almost say giving a review on the first few chapters, and that is not really fair. But I mean, they came at me. Maybe because it's certain things is close to home. I don't know. And of course, with the elections, a lot of people are going on about, the hillbillies were all Democrats and now they're going towards Trump and so on. And give it a break. I mean, there's economic situations as well. I mean, that make people change political affiliations. And in all honesty, for all of you over there, and if you're really open, you will realize that the Democratic Party of a few years back and the one now is definitely not the same party. I'm not talking about the Republicans. I'm just throwing that out. Yeah. No, somebody's getting off. Anyway, I've talked long enough for a Sunday morning vlog. I kind of feel that this is going to be a long one. Can I see it? Yeah, let me see. Oh, goodness, I've been talking 14 minutes. It's going to be a 15-minute vlog. I'm almost saying nothing, just chatting with you. Take care, everybody. Have a nice Sunday. Bye-bye.